welcome back to another Everywhere We Go Game Week 24 review. Here I'll be looking back at Game Week 24 and looking at how some of the teams played and give you some FPL tips going forward. Now, where else to start but for me, Manchester United winning 3-0 against Leicester, and I want to talk mainly about the man in the middle there, Jadon Sancho. He's come back and he's been electric for them. He's only had limited minutes. He's only played 31, 60 and 45 minutes in the last 3 games, but he has managed 2 goals in that time. And I feel like what Ten Hag has done with Rashford and really transformed his form since the World Cup, scoring God knows how many goals. I think it's 12 now, or 14 actually, sorry. For the season, I think he's just doing the same with Sancho. And he's definitely someone that if whoever's got him, maybe a little bit, probably riding high a little bit at the moment, but I'm sure there'll be a little dip coming up soon, as there always will be with a player returning back from fitness, and that will be the time to definitely get him in and trade for him. I would highly recommend that. Now, the next person I want to talk about, the next team I want to talk about is Graham Potter and Chelsea. Obviously a 1-0 loss to Southampton while they were at home as well is never ideal, and probably a lot of you have Chelsea assets thinking with the defenders you're going to get clean sheets. Kepa's been amazing and he's been probably winning your game weeks, and then some of the attack, especially João Felix, has been phenomenal since he's made the loan signing, but just didn't click. But I don't think there's anything to worry about. A lot of Chelsea fans, I was actually talking about it at the pub on Friday, getting a bit worried about what's going on. Should Potter be sacked? Should he not? And I just think when you look at the underlying stats, they're actually, in the last 10 games, expected points-wise second in the league. So I don't think there's anything to worry about. The XG there's fine. The expected goals against is there. It's just going to take a while. They've got a lot of new players, and Potter, obviously also new to the club, come in, didn't get a pre-season with them all, just trying to bed them all in. I don't think it's anything to worry about long term. I think long term, Chelsea, annoyingly for me, may actually be quite a good team come the end of the season. But I think if you could go almost trade for some Chelsea players right now, I really would think about it. Especially that youngster at that Badiashile, I think he is. He seems to be starting every game. So definitely someone to look out for. And then the next game that I want to talk about is Project Everton Defence, or as Will likes to refer to it, PED. This was a thing of a few seasons ago when Ancelotti was in. And may be coming back with Sean Dyche. A 1-0 win home against Leeds. Nothing to write home about, let's be honest, guys. But what I do want to flag up is that's 2 home games, both 1-0. The other one, obviously, against Arsenal. And I think it's just something that you should look at. I obviously recommended Seamus Coleman in the last video. So if anybody watched that and got him in, he ended up getting 15 points for you this week, obviously with a goal as well, which, I wasn't predicting that much. But I think they're definitely improving, Everton. They're getting very solid. And I just expect this to continue. I think it could be a great time to get one of the defenders in, maybe as a 5th choice. And when they've got a home game against, a Leeds, I think they've got Villa coming up, maybe away actually. But still in those games, I'd be quite happy throwing one of the Everton defenders. The crown of the jewel for me personally, Seamus Coleman. Sean Dyche famously loves set pieces, and he seems to be taking them as well. So seems to somehow have an eye for a goal right now, but I think more assists and clean sheets you would be expecting week in, week out from him. And then finally, the final game I want to talk about is the 1-0 win for Fulham away at Brighton. Obviously I'm a Fulham fan, so I'm very gassed about it, but I'm going to keep it fantasy related. And I did talk about how Willian was electric in the last video, but there was a man coming through who will be there in the long term, and that is Manus Solomon. And he came on in this game, and he changed it. He got the winning goal, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend go watch it. It was an unbelievable finish. He's got pace, he's got power, he's got technique. So I think definitely one to look out for, and if you are really lacking in the midfield and want someone that will, it won't be getting the 2 points, because I still think Willian will be starting for predominantly the most rest of the season. But he comes on for the last 30 minutes or something like that, and he really does have a chance of making an assist, or I mean, he's got 2 in his last 2 now since he's come back from injury. So yeah, definitely someone to look in. So that's it for this week. Just a nice quick little episode for you while I'm down in London on this lovely chilly Monday night. Actually quite warm outside. So if you like this, give it a like, comment, give me some feedback on how you think these episodes are going, and if you get anybody in. And of course, if you're liking it, hit the subscribe button. Would really mean a lot. Cheers, guys. Win your game weeks.